Alright, uh, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do it like this right here, man. It's real comfortable, man. Okay, alright, somebody recently unalived themselves, you know, monetization things. Just want to kind of tell y'all that, a little story, you know what I mean, that kind of ties with this. So I pretty much, I went through some, I went through some things, man, dealing with a woman, you know, baby mama drama, you know, whatever you want to call it. And pretty much ended up in a situation with some other individuals, you know, not so fast after, but like, let me slow it down, man. Okay, so I'm at the crib, you know what I mean? I'm working. This is like, I want to say 2018, right? 2019. So back and forth between my baby mama's crib, paying bills, and my mom's. You know what I'm saying? And I had some homies that I would kick it with, you know, down the street from the apartments I was living in. And I would go by the corner store and, you know, smoke. You know what I'm saying? You know, people do smoke, drink, you know what I mean? And pretty much do what grown folks would do to unwind when you on the, you know what I'm saying, when you on the block. So pretty much I'm doing construction at the time, and a lot of my friends where I wasn't hanging out at, I never go down this particular street. And it was like literally the next street behind my apartments. So everybody on the block knew me. I knew them. Had been back and forth for years. When we had moved from Cali, we had touched down out there on Spring Valley. And pretty much uh, Juju, my boy Tony, his brother Emmanuel, may he rejuvenate in peace. Anthrax. I met some other people through my little partner, Loweto. You know what I mean? Shout out to Loweto too, by the way, man. I hope y'all doing all right. But just to tell y'all a little bit about this story, man, we were all like kind of pretty much close. You know what I mean? And just to shed a little insight, I would hear some of the homies, like Juju, I would hear Juju come through and say, she would say, yeah, man, about a crazy night she had, like, oh yeah, don't ever go down there to Mid Park. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, don't go down to Mid Park. Like, I don't ever go down there anyway. So, long story short, you know, I'm thinking it's just due to her recreation that she talking out her head. Talking about she's being followed and pretty much, man, like being stalked, I would say. So I'm not trying to put it all out there at once, but this is literally the turning point that my scenario took. Okay, so me and my baby mama ain't feeling it no more, right? So I lost my job, you know. I actually quit my job, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep it real with you. I was getting my income tax. I told my baby mama, I said, hey, you know what? I never been out of a job no more than a month, you know, because of the people that I knew. So I'm telling my BM, you know, it'll be all right. We'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I got my income tax on the way, so we'll be smooth. So we go from that to laying in bed to the next morning. She wakes up and tells me, "Hey, I got a job interview." So now I'm playing at home dad, and I'm doing that, doing all that good stuff, getting the kids in school, and sometimes I ain't gonna lie, like I would slip, man. I like sleep too late, you know. But long story short, that was a fault on my behalf. Anyways, we end up bumping heads, and you know, it was a long time coming. We've been together 10 plus years, so it's about time to call it quits. So, you know, I don't want to go back to my mom's crib. So what's happening is I'm at a dilemma here. So do I go back home or do I try to get it on my own? So, I want to be a man about it. Plus, my little brother about to graduate, so it's like, what is that doing to show my little brother manhood? You know what I'm saying? So, not to be too boring or not, but I go through some nights where I'm outside, right, with nowhere to go. And I'm just paying attention now. Now, out of all the stuff that I've heard from my friends, from my homeboys to my homegirls, they did their own little recreational thing that I didn't do at the time. So, long story short, come on, man, don't do me like that. Let me tell my story, dog. But anyway, though, I love that, though. I love that, though, man. I like that feedback, though. All publicity is good publicity, but check me out, though. As it ties into the story, man, there was a lot of yin-yang going on about people being followed. So I'm on the block. I pay attention for about a week straight. I made myself just sit in one particular place. And I was like, man, you know what? I think they own to something. Like, maybe they're not tripping. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see different cars, and as they drive past, like, everybody's turning their head, like, all in tandem. But mind you, these cars are going, like, straight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how they all, like, just doing that, kind of robotic, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking in my head that, nah, maybe I'm tripping, So about the 5th day goes by, and I realized that, okay, so there are a particular pack of individuals. I'm turning on Bluetooth and everything. If y'all didn't know, Bluetooth, definitely, if you ever think you're being gang stalked, turn on your Bluetooth. And your Bluetooth, when those cars come, you will see synchronization. You hear me? You will see something like PH, A, B, and then like you'll see some numbers. And they're all in sequence, PH, A, C, and then you'll see some numbers. Trust me, dude, I did it myself. And, logically, I'm thinking, man, nah, I'm tweaking, bro. I'm out here tripping, man. Maybe I just been up too long, paranoid, woo, woo, woo. Ultimately, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Dude, when I tell you there was a pack of individuals that rode by me in cars that never would mess with me unless my homeboys were there. Okay, so one time they messed with me when they were there, but that's just hearsay, whatever. At the end of the day, they would make it seem like what I'm telling my people is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why these people never say nothing to me, unless I'm with my boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so one day I hit the parking lot by myself and I'm just already like ill-tempered. So I chased down 2 cars in the parking lot. If you don't know that part of the hood on Spring Valley, there's a Studio Movie Grill, there's a Razzoos, and then there's a Bone Daddy's. So I run like damn near toward Bone Daddy's, make a right, chasing these 2 cars, and I'm headed behind Razzoos. And when I get to the front, these 2 cars that I was speeding out behind, they were jumping in 2 different cars. I BS you not. So they go in opposite directions. So the first one that I'm closest to, I take off toward it. And mind you, I'm barefoot because I'm serious. Like, I'm trying to chase down 2 cars. So the dude kept his door, his window cracked about this far. And I said, hey, man, my father's a Marine, man. I feel like you harassing me and my people. You know what's going on, man. I ain't got nothing to do with none of the BS that's going on out here, man. I said, I'm in a situation right now. I'm trying to get right. You know what I mean? We don't appreciate what y'all doing to us. Then he said, who's your dad? But he wouldn't let me within probably maybe, I want to say 5 yards of the car. I guess in fear that I may try to open it or something, which I'm not stupid enough to do. So anyhow, I told him who my dad was, and then he asked me again. I shouted his name one more time, and then he said, okay, I'm going to look him up. So I'm thinking we ain't got nothing else to worry about. So the next day, it's some more stuff shaking, on the corner. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the same faces that I had spoke to yesterday, and I see different cars, mind you. So at this point, I'm like, man, I got to go apologize to my homegirl, Juju, to Tony, to everybody that told me that, hey, look, dude, like, it's something going on out here. And I came to the realization that some of the same faces that I seen in broad daylight would be the faces that I peeped at nighttime also. And mind you, again, the weird stuff was like the robotic gestures. They drive by and then they all turn and look. I'm talking about from the passengers to the drivers. Everybody would turn and look my direction. And I'm like, man, why is that? You know? So one day I tried one better. I went down the street, and this time, since I ain't had nothing to do, I ain't had no job, I said, you know what? I'm gonna fake them out. So I pump fake. I go down the street and act like I'm walking my normal routine, and I cut back. You know what I'm saying? A way that they couldn't go. So the dude drives through the parking lot now, and he has his window cracked about this far again. He speeds past me. He goes into the street, and you know what he says to me? I said, man, why you tripping, bro? I said, man, something wrong with y'all, man. He said, nah, something's wrong with you. You need Jesus. And I said, what? I said, what? I said, man, you need Jesus, bro. Like, all you do is follow people all damn day long. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, so just to kind of give you the first half of the story, man, without, you know what I'm saying, just doing too much, you know what I mean? So basically, I picked up on everything that my people were saying to me about this gang stalking stuff. So ultimately, they meant to defame you and, man, make things kind of seem something that it's really not. You know what I'm saying? So if this means anything to anybody, you know what I'm saying? If you're going through something, and I'm gonna pick up here later on tonight, if you're going through something like this, man, trust me, man, this ain't nothing but the first half of the story. The second half will probably be a little long, you know what I'm saying? But for right now, I just want this word to get out to the people that feel like they're alone, man, and they feel like they're going insane. You're not crazy. Trust me, you are not crazy. I know. I went through it, man, and I think that is the objective. The objective is to make you, like, seem like you're in a psychosis or something like that. And just know, man, you're not alone, man. And I want to tell y'all right now, though, man, the Most High is real, like, for real. And you need to pray. Like, later on tonight, man, I'm going to get to the second half of the story, man. Like, just trust me, man, you're going to be in for one, man. I'm going to go into detail for those that really want to hear it, though. You know what I'm saying? So if you got an ear for this, man, and you feel like you're alone, bro, you're not alone, man. Just pray it, man. Just pray it to death. Bind everything that's coming at you down and understand that what is conspired in the dark against you will never, ever, ever prevail. I promise you, man. I'm a living witness, man. I'm going to reveal some names in the next drop. You feel me? And they're going to be a little upset. But you know what, though? I'm going to put it out there, man, because I'm a survivor, man. They tried to kill me, long story short. So y'all be prepared for the second half tonight, all right? And that's 100.